Hello guys, I have a new video. I was sent this lock and it comes with a U cable from Via Velo. It's not a bad lock. I've been using it for about a year. It's a good steel U lock, about 10 millimeters thick. Now the internal dimensions, they're a little small for my commuter bike, which is an electric fat bike. So of course it's not going to fit through the back tire and the steel frame. From end to end here, it is about 7.5 inches, 7.6. And end to end here to here is 4.5 internal. It's not too bad. The steel cable comes with a steel braided cable that's 10 millimeters as well. It also comes with a shackle to kind of clamp it onto your bike. This part is the only thing I've had an issue with. Let's see it. You get this little clasp. Comes with two different size screws to go on both the fat and skinny bars on your bike. However, if you're in a cold climate like me, all it took was one day. Let's see if we can split this right in half. Right here. It's split in half. It won't hold on to the bike anymore. So I guess if you live in a cold climate, I don't think this would be a good option to keep on your bike. Don't get me wrong, it's a good lock. And you have a little flap here that'll cover the hole. See? And keep water out. I like that function. So this is adjustable. You can move it, but unfortunately this piece here, it comes off. Unfortunately, you can't say move it up here. There's rubber in the way. It can only really stay in this one spot. It comes off easily. You push this little clip, all right? You turn and off. It's off your bike. Put it back on. Just put it in, turn, it's back on. It's not a bad little setup. There's screws inside to adjust to which way you want it on your bike. You can have it so it's mounted on a straight up and down bar, and then you can take these screws out, turn this so the mount is vertical or horizontal, whichever you prefer. And like I said, this thing moves, so it's very, 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 very maneuverable. You can put it however you like. The steel braided cable has two looped ends. They're covered, so they're clipped together with steel clips inside. Obviously, I've not tried cutting the lock, my own lock. Forget that. But I have had my bike parked outside a store, come out, and the bike next to mine was gone. So obviously someone saw, well, geez, there's two locks on this bike. I'm just going to take the one that's easier. Makes sense, right? The idea, no bike is theft proof. So the idea basically, make it less stealable than the next guy's. I use the braided cable and the lock on my commuter bike, again, which is an electric fat bike, and they still decided, no, we're going to take the cheaper bike that was beside it. Now, I can't mount it on the bike because it's broken, but I'll show you how I've used it. The lock's not broken, just the mount, but I'll show you how I've been using it. Okay, so here's what I was talking about with my commuter bike being an electric fat bike. You have fat tires. Well, the lock doesn't quite fit through the frame and the tire, especially with this. Now, what you could do, potentially, if you can get through the spokes, it will lock this way. It'll get through, but it's tight. Doesn't work very well. What I do with this bike, come around the front here, is a great feature with this cable lock. Whoever manufactured my bike, DJ Bikes, they saw fit to put bolts on the back tires. I hate quick release on anything. They're too easy to steal, but unfortunately, the front tire has a quick release. So what we do, instead of locking 9 different locks with this cable, I put the bike itself against the bike rack where I'm going to put the U-lock, which is typically the center, the seat tube, or the down tube. The down tube is preferable for higher racks. The seat tube, what I do is I take the braided cable, I run it through, around the fork, and then I'll loop it so that it's tight. Okay. Loop it around. It's good and tight this way. Then I'll take wherever I'm locking the bike to, put the lock through, and steel cable onto the lock. Now that prevents anyone from taking your quick release tire. At least it makes it harder than just taking it off and running with it. Obviously, a determined thief is going to be able to cut it any log, but this comes as a package, so it's you don't have to worry about buying 2 pieces, basically. Back again to this shackle. It was very good when it worked. Here I unscrewed it a bit. You can see it split in half. All it took was one cold day, and I was at the pharmacy. I put the lock in, I turned this to lock it, and this snapped. It's too bad because it worked great for just being attached to your frame. I always have a bag on my bike anyway. It's like I said, a commuter. I don't drive much. So it's in that bag. And my mountain bike, I don't lock up very much. It's just mostly for mountain biking. This is so easy to put on. You have 2 screws here. 1, 2, they come apart. And like I said, it came with 2 different lengths of screws so that you can put it on different size of tubes on your bike. Easy peasy. It's split, but they are just Phillips head screws. Same with inside the bracket piece. And I think it took me 3 minutes to put on, give or take. Now, Via Velo made this different key style anyway. See, there's no ridges along the outside, so they can't be cut. There's more secure keys. And from what I understand, there's the keys are shaped obviously differently, so one key won't work with a different lock. So that's very good. They do go in pretty deep. I've tried pulling, yanking on this as hard as I can physically. It never wanted to come loose. You see how deep the divots are where it goes in. It's pretty secure, pretty deep. I would recommend this lock. I live in a pretty sketchy town sometimes downtown when I need to go there. Like I said, someone stole the bike next to mine just because my lock was harder to cut than the guys beside me. And anyone will tell you, a lock is not bulletproof. If a thief is determined, they will get through it. The idea is to try to make your lock harder than the next guy's. Plus, it helps. I have an alarm on my commuter bike as well. So my commuter bike, anyone touches it, an alarm goes off just like your car. Frankly, it didn't go off that time, so I don't even think the guy tried. So at the very least, this lock has acted as a good theft deterrent. I can't say someone's tried cutting through it. It doesn't look like there's any marks on it. But I keep this locked up outside maybe for an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, all different stretches of time, right in front of the store in the bike rack, if the store even has a bike rack, and nothing has happened to it yet. I feel confident locking up an electric fat bike worth more than my car with this lock. So Via Velo, this is a good lock. Thank you for it. I'll put a link in the description. You can get it off Amazon. And it's about $50 for the whole set. Canadian, $50 Canadian. Remember that. Could be less or more depending on where you live. I hope if you get it, you enjoy this lock. It's very good. Take care. Have a good day. Spring's coming, so if you're not a winter biker, I bet you're excited. I am a winter biker. Once that snow's gone, get your feet on those pedals. Enjoy summer.